Well, the untimely death of her husband back in 2014 has sparked a Prince George's native to help other young widows. Connie Gilmore was just about 40 years old when her husband Todd died.
Since then, Ms. Gilmore has founded the Premature Widow Ministries, and she's here today to tell us a little bit more about it. Welcome here.
Thank you.
Well, bring us back to that day, obviously a very tragic day for you in 2014. What happened exactly?
Well, my husband was actually hospitalized for some kidney issues and things of that nature. So he'd been in the hospital for a few months, just trying to get some services, and he was actually on his way to come home. He was getting ready to go to rehab to come home, and then from out of nowhere, an infection set in. And in a matter of days, we went from talking to one another to me no longer being able to talk to him anymore. And so on that day, June 23rd of 2014, he was 38 years old, and we had 3 children. My youngest was 6 years old, and life for me has changed completely from that moment.
Okay. Well, my condolences, first of all,
Thank
because
you.
I'm sure that is just a very difficult process.
Very difficult.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the grieving process and how you were able to connect to other widows?
Well, the process, no one tells you how to do this, and especially, widows just didn't look like me, and, you think of widows and you think of someone who's had 30, 40 years of marriage, an older couple, because we all know that at some point one of us is going to have to either take care of one another or, pass away. My parents had 40 plus years of marriage, as did his. So we thought we'd have that same thing. And so when you get to that place and you're at this young age, and there's really no track record to show, which way you're supposed to go with this. And so it was very difficult, to try to navigate how to function. And I really longed to have someone to talk to that could relate to me, but I couldn't find anything. In all of my searching, there was nothing for a young widow. There were groups that had organizations that had grouped widows together of all ages, but nothing particularly for a young widow with young children. And so I longed for that. And so when I went to one of the jobs that I worked in the county, I met another young lady who was actually a young widow as well. And so we started our own kind of widows night out things. We would go out and talk, and that prompted me to say, there's got to be others of us that are looking for something.
And that leads me to my next question. You created a support group.
Yes.
Tell us about that, and what needs are different for young widows versus older widows?
So it started kind of with just me kind of being able to vent and to share my feelings, even on social media. I started writing and kind of blogging, and people would respond, and then they would connect other people to me. And so that's how I knew that there was definitely a need. And for the younger widow, it's a lot different because, you still have so much life left. You still, you have younger children that really don't understand, and it's a lot more difficult to try to navigate the process because you want, I have widows in the group, some are dating, some have remarried, all of these things where you have questions, and you want to be able to have someone that you can sit down and relate with, because you do sometimes feel like, your life is over, even at 30 or 35. But, it's not, and it doesn't have to be. But, sometimes this group is helpful in that area because we talk about any and everything, and we help each other in various areas on this journey, and it's been a remarkable experience.
Okay, so tell us about the 3rd annual Jazz Brunch, what that means to you. Give us time, date, what's happening.
It is near and dear to my heart. It's our 3rd annual Jazz Brunch. It is on this coming Saturday, May 18th. At 11:30 a.m. It'll be held at the Anderson Coleman Conference Center at the Sanctuary at Kingdom Square, which is at 9033 Central Avenue in Capitol Heights, Maryland. Each year it has grown in number, and we come out together. People travel. A lot of the members of Premature Widow aren't just local. We have members in Florida and Philadelphia and in New York, and they're flying in to come to the event. Sometimes we meet each other for the very first time there. So it's a wonderful event, live jazz, great music, great food, speakers. Our own county state's attorney is coming to join us. And we're excited about it. And so we still have tickets available if anyone's interested in joining us. It's a wonderful time.
Well, it sounds like a great event.
It
and
is.
We want to let people know once again that the 3rd annual Jazz Brunch will take place at the Anderson Coleman Conference Center. That's in Capitol Heights, Saturday, May 18th from 11:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m.